Have you ever struggled to assemble a piece of IKEA furniture and wondered who came up with this brilliant or maybe slightly frustrating idea? Well, today we're diving into the incredible life of the man behind the flat pack revolution, Ingvar Kamprad. This isn't just a story about building a furniture empire. It's a tale of a boy with dyslexia from a small Swedish farm who, against all odds, became one of the world's wealthiest individuals. His journey is packed with lessons on frugality, innovation, and relentless persistence. So let's unravel the story of how a young boy selling matches turned into a global phenomenon. Our story begins in 1926 in a small, rocky region of Sweden called Småland. This was a tough place to make a living, and the people there were known for their hard work and thriftiness. It was into this environment that Ingvar Kamprad was born. From a very young age, Ingvar showed a knack for business. At just 5 years old, he discovered he could buy matches in bulk from Stockholm and sell them individually to his neighbors at a small profit. It was a simple idea, but it lit a fire within him. He wasn't just playing shop. He was learning the fundamentals of supply. As he grew, so did his entrepreneurial ambitions. Young Ingvar expanded his product line. He would hop on his bicycle, a trusty steed for his budding enterprise, and cycle around the local area selling fish, Christmas decorations, seeds, and even pens and pencils. Reading and writing were difficult, which often led to frustration. But Ingvar didn't let this define him or hold him back. Instead, he channeled his energy into what he was good at, spotting an opportunity and making a sale. His early struggles likely fueled his desire to find simpler, more efficient ways of doing things, a principle that would later become the cornerstone of his empire. At the tender age of 17, as a reward for doing well in his studies despite his learning difficulties, Ingvar's father gave him a small sum of money. Now, most teenagers might have spent it on a new bike or some records. But Ingvar was not most teenagers. He used that money to officially register his own company in 1943. He called it IKEA. It was a clever acronym, combining his own initials I and K with the first letters of Elmterried and Agunnaryd, the farm and village where he grew up. This name wasn't just a label. It was a constant reminder of his humble roots, a connection to the place and the values that shaped him. In its early days, IKEA wasn't selling furniture. It was a mail-order business selling an assortment of goods, like pens, wallets, picture frames, and nylon stockings. Whatever he could source cheaply and sell for a profit, he would. The pivot into furniture happened a few years later. In 1948, Ingvar noticed that local furniture manufacturers were producing items he thought he could sell. He added a single chair to his mail-order catalog, and it was a hit. He saw a huge untapped market. At the time, furniture was expensive and often seen as a once-in-a-lifetime purchase, passed down through generations. Kamprad had a different vision. He wanted to offer well-designed, functional furniture that was affordable for the average person. He believed everyone, not just the wealthy, deserved a beautiful and comfortable home. This democratic approach to design was revolutionary. He opened his first showroom in 1953 in Älmhult, Sweden, so customers could see and touch the furniture before buying, a novel concept for a mail-order business. But as IKEA's popularity grew, so did the opposition. Traditional furniture retailers saw this low-price competitor as a threat. They pressured suppliers to boycott IKEA, refusing to sell them materials. This could have been the end of the road for the young company. But for Ingvar Kamprad, every obstacle was an opportunity in disguise. He looked abroad, commissioning Polish manufacturers to produce his furniture at an even lower cost. This move not only saved his company, but also laid the groundwork for IKEA's global supply chain, a key component of its success. The challenges didn't stop there. He was still shipping bulky, assembled furniture, which was expensive and often resulted in damage during transit. Then came the light bulb moment, the idea that would change everything. The story goes that in 1956, an IKEA employee was trying to fit a table into a customer's car. To make it fit, he decided to take the legs off. Watching this, Kamprad realized the genius in the simplicity. Why ship bulky, assembled furniture when you could ship it in pieces packed flat? This was the birth of the flat pack concept. It was a game changer. Flat packing drastically cut down on shipping and storage costs, which meant IKEA could lower its prices even further. It also transferred the final assembly to the customer, creating a unique sense of ownership and pride. The company also developed its iconic wordless assembly instructions, a universal language that could be understood by anyone, anywhere in the world, overcoming language barriers and his own struggles with dyslexia. Throughout his life, Ingvar Kamprad remained famously, almost mythically, frugal. This wasn't just a personal quirk. It was the core philosophy he embedded into IKEA's culture. He was known for driving an old Volvo flying economy class and encouraging his employees to write on both sides of a piece of paper. He believed that wasting resources was a sin. This obsession with cost-cutting wasn't about hoarding wealth. It was about ensuring IKEA could always deliver on its promise of low prices. He famously said, "It is our duty to expand. Those who cannot afford to buy all the beautiful things that are for sale, we must give them a chance." This frugality was his way of staying true to his mission and his customers. However, Kamprad's life wasn't without its controversies. In the 1990s, it was revealed that, as a young man in the 1940s, he had been involved with a pro-fascist group in Sweden. When this came to light, Kamprad didn't hide. He publicly addressed the issue, calling it the greatest mistake of my life, and wrote a letter to all of his employees asking for their forgiveness. He acknowledged his youthful error and spent the rest of his life demonstrating his commitment to democratic values and inclusivity. While this chapter is a complex part of his story, his handling of it with honesty and deep regret offers a lesson in accountability. From a 5-year-old selling matches to the creator of a global empire that redefined an entire industry, Ingvar Kamprad's story is a powerful testament to the impact one person's vision can have. He wasn't a perfect man, but he was a relentless innovator who never forgot where he came from. He saw a problem, that good design was only for the rich, and he dedicated his life to solving it. He built a company that didn't just sell furniture, but sold a concept, the idea that everyone has the right to a better everyday life. The next time you find yourself with an Allen key in hand surrounded by pieces of a new bookshelf, remember the boy from the Swedish farm who believed that with a little ingenuity and a lot of hard work, you could build something extraordinary.